William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast. I'm here with Joanna Reitz, West Georgia women's basketball head coach. First of all, welcome to the ASUN.
Thank you, William. We're excited about the move.
Yeah.
So great opportunity for us, and we're ready to get going.
So year two of this event, I think this is a great chance for student athletes to come, just kind of lead into the season. I'm really excited about this, and just looking at your team. Zariah Davis, key returner for you.
Yeah.
What does she bring to your squad?
Yeah. So she's an elite shooter. One of the best 3-point shooters in all of Division II last season. But to her credit, she's really over the offseason become more of a complete player. Beyond just a 3-point shooter. She can score in a variety of ways. She can defend, she can pass. That was our challenge to her in the spring is, you've got to evolve, and she's done it. She's a kid that's in the gym a lot. She really works on her craft and works hard. She has big goals, and so we're excited for her year.
What is the most exciting thing about that coming to Atlantic Sun, I guess, and overall is going to Division I. What's the biggest thing about that had you like, let's go?
Well, I mean, I think our staff and our team were competitive, and so the opportunity to compete at the highest level of college athletics, is appealing, and so. Our campus, in the city of Carrollton is a great community. We're ready for a move like this. We've got a state-of-the-art facility, third largest arena in the state of Georgia, and so it was a good time to make this move. We know there's a challenge ahead, but we're a group that likes that, and so we're ready to get going.
Speaking about that facility, I've been. It's great. What is it about that atmosphere that makes it so tough for people to come into that building and leave with a win?
Yeah, I mean, we've got great fans, great student support, great community support for both our men's team and our women's team. Our men's team is very good. We won the Gulf South last year, regular season and the conference tournament. So there's a lot of momentum for basketball. Carrollton is a community that values education and values investing in young people and setting them up for success in the future. And, it has a little bit of a small town feel, but we're an hour from Atlanta. And so we get the best of both worlds. And, the community comes out to support the teams, and that makes it a tough place to play. And so we're excited to welcome, some of our ASUN opponents into our arena.
Okay. And what is something that, when teams who may have never been to Carrollton, what's something you can? What's a gem? What's something about Carrollton that you can just drop on us? Because I had never been until I came to the campus, so it wasn't somewhere that was on my map to go to. So what's something that is special about the city to you? It could be restaurants. If you got a good restaurant, I'm taking notes. So
okay. Well, the most special part about the city is the people.
Okay.
But as far as places to eat, anything in the square is outstanding. There's a downtown square that has, kind of a handful of local restaurants, and they're delicious. I live about 3 blocks from the square, and so I'm in the square quite a bit.
Okay.
If you want some seafood, I would go for Shuckers, which is just down from the square a couple blocks. Brown Dog is excellent, but we don't lack for good places to eat. That's for sure.
Perfect. Because I got to get back there. I know the office has moved, so I'm a little further away than I was before, but I can still make that trip up to Georgia. Last question. Not really a question. I guess it is. I'll make it a question. Can you give me one word to describe this year's team?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I'm torn between tough and together. I don't know if I could pick one. They're a tough group. They're a competitive group, but there's a unity about what we're doing, and we're all on the same mission. and I definitely feel like we're in this together. We know we've got a tough course ahead of us, but there's nobody in the gym that is afraid of that. And so, that makes practice fun. That makes this team really fun to coach. They're enjoying it. And so it's been good so far.
Good so far. Well, I'm excited about seeing West Georgia women's basketball. Again, welcome to the Atlantic Sun. Can't wait to see what you do. And I'm going to plan my trip up to Carrollton and Shuckers.
You got it.
Shuckers.
We look forward to having you, Will.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
2024 ASUN basketball tip-off. We're here, head coach of the women's basketball team at Queens, the host of this great event.
Yes, welcome to the Queen City.
We're here.
Welcome to the Queen City.
Hospitality, y'all been taking care of us so far,
yes,
I appreciate it. What can we look forward to from Queens this year?
A totally different team. Just because I feel like each year you're coaching, your teams are different, but for us, we added 10 new players, right? So 10 new faces, 10 new personalities, 10 new styles of play, and their versatility on and off the court has allowed us to expand our playbook on offense and defense. So I'm really excited about the group I have this year. So very, very different from last year for sure.
Okay. A couple of years in the Atlantic Sun Conference.
Yes.
At the Division I level, where do you think the conference sits in just overall Division I? Like, where do you see the ASUN right now?
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think we're one of the top conferences, for women's basketball, right? It's all I know in the country. When you have people like Florida Gulf Coast, when Karl do what he's been doing for year in and year out, run his program like a P4, no more P5s apparently, program. And, I've been in awe of what Special's been able to do at JU and how she's been able to recruit and get some real high quality, high major kids there. Stetson does a phenomenal job, and EKU. I mean, the list goes on and on. You have a very competitive conference from top to bottom in women's basketball. And that just goes to show, a couple of years ago, we had 3 kids go pro. WNBA sort of thing. So I think that speaks volumes of where we are, when it comes nationally.
Yep. So you mentioned whole new team, 10 new. Who do we need to be looking out for this year?
Honestly, everybody. To be honest with you, I feel like we're well balanced this year. We can play. We need to play fast. We can play fast. If I need to go big, I can go big. If I want to go small, I can go small. If I want to do 5 out all threes, I can do that as well. But for me, that kind of sticks out. 2 young ladies I have here at Media Day today. Number 12, Wade. Lily, what I call her, she's gonna be mad at me. I told her nickname, but she's
that's what you're doing.
Lily is my point guard, but I mean that's her growing up, her nickname growing up. But just a phenomenal floor general. She and I feel like I've known this young lady her entire life because we're just on the same page. Constantly looking to grow, learn the game, a student of the game, and I think she kind of embodies exactly what I'm looking for in a point guard with a healthy balance of how to distribute and score. And then Anna Burrito, she been on me about how I roll my R in her name.
Okay.
Yeah,
you were serious about
Anna,
that.
because listen, she gonna get me because I always mispronounce her last name, but she's just a phenomenal, just like bigger guard, kind of like what I was used to, at that power forward level, who can do a little bit of everything, a legit 4 level threat. And I mean, I can go Germany map. I think she's my little safety blanket. Whenever she's on the court, I just feel better, right? Because I know we're gonna execute on offense and execute on defense because she does all the little things. She's a coach's dream because she's a kid who the stat sheet won't really reflect what she does because all the intangibles for us. And then obviously returning Jordan Weaver, who top 10 in scoring in ASUN last year, led the conference in rebounds, led the conference in offensive rebounds. So cannot forget about Jordan Weaver. No, can't forget about her. And then, I just think we got a well-rounded package of young ladies. I'm like Day Colvin, number 22. Love this kid. She plays hard. She's a kid, if you're in practice and you think you're gonna go 50 or 60%, she's gonna hurt you because she's going 110% all the time. And I'm like, hey man, y'all better come hard because they gonna hurt you if you're not playing hard. And just a great group, a really fun group of kids. Kind of gave me a little shot in the arm. Been enjoying being around them.
So, can you give me one word to describe this year's team?
Ooh, that's tough. One word to describe this team. It's hard because our theme is close the gap. Okay, so it's 3 words technically. But I just cheating. I would definitely say resilient. Okay. They're bought into they understand everything's a process, and they're welcoming adversity, right? Because we always talk about on the other side of adversity is going to kind of your success, sort of thing. So they've been extremely resilient group, I would say.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. You got me pumped up here to see the team this year.
I am. You and me both.
Okay.
Let's put it out
I
that
feel
way.
it. I feel it. So, obviously, looking forward to the season.
Yeah.
Appreciate you taking the time to
course.
join us. Thank you for hosting this event.
Enjoy the Queen City. I got to go uptown and do some things, go on a little tour.
I would love to.
I'll drive y'all. If y'all need me to drive, well, I have one of my sisters drive y'all around. Y'all don't want to drive. I drive like I'm from New York, so y'all don't want to drive. Y'all don't want me to drive you around.
I need to make it back home
Yeah.
safely, so we're going. But I got you. I got you.
Yes,
but thank
yes.
you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it
so
always.
much. Take care.
Yeah. William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast, here with Candi Whitaker, the new head coach of North Alabama. Coach, welcome to the Atlantic Sun.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
What drew you to North Alabama?
Well, Dr. Josh Looney hired me at Missouri Western, and so I had heard a lot about North Alabama just from he and Jenna, his wife, and how much they enjoyed having their family there and living in the Florence community. And then when the job opened, Josh called, and I took a look and just loved what I saw.
So entering into the conference, as you look around at the teams that we have, how do you feel the Atlantic Sun Conference sits in the world of women's basketball right now?
Well, I think it's a great league. I think the leadership at the league is very strong. I think they're making great strides in relocating the conference office and doing a lot of great things for the ASUN. I have always known about Florida Gulf Coast in women's basketball, right? They have just done a tremendous job there. Karl's always had great teams. And so I think they've done a great job at putting women's basketball on the map from our league. And, and I've historically known about Stetson and, and the league's changed a lot. So I think it's an exciting time to be a part of the ASUN and excited to get going.
Yeah, and looking forward to it. So, who is someone on the team this year that we should be keeping an eye on that you think could really shine?
Well, I think we have a transfer in Charity Gallegos that is a really good player. She can really score the basketball. She's a small guard, but she's dynamic and can do a lot of things for us. I think Alyssa Clutter is going to have a great junior season. She's coming off a great sophomore season and continues to get better. She's a tremendous athlete. But I think what's unique about our team is I think it could be someone different every night. I think there's a lot of possibilities within our roster, and they're all working hard. They've all had a lot to learn just because of a new coach and a new system, but they've really embraced that and have come a long way.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, and I have to hit you with the question that Coach Bria asked about the hard one. You get ready to go, teams get ready to hit the floor. What's your hype song? What song puts you in?
You know what? I listen to whatever my players listen to. I just get right on in there with them.
Okay.
I'm pretty focused mentally before games, and I don't get to make plays anymore, so I don't have to be too hyped.
Okay.
I need to be a little bit more mentally ready to go focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, again, welcome to the ASUN. Look forward to what UNA does this year, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. 2024 ASUN basketball tip-off. Erika Lambert, head coach of women's basketball at the University of North Florida. How you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So, coming into year two, what would you say is the biggest challenge you faced in year one?
Year one was just, super foundational. So the challenge is trying to get everything the way that you want it to look, the way that getting everything functioning the way that you want it to, all the small details. Mm-hmm. And so that was all consuming, I would say, last season. But I inherited a group of kids who were really fantastic people. And so high quality kids, great students. They really bought into the vision right away. Mm-hmm. We're super supportive of each other and of what I want to do here. But I'm excited going into year two because I feel like we have the foundation there, and we have the returners who are now teaching the newcomers how we do things at North Florida. And so that's freeing us up to kind of just elevate some other areas on the court.
speaking about returners, Alexa Washington, all freshman nod last year. What are you expecting her to bring to the team?
So unfortunately, Alexa is out this year with a season-ending injury. I don't know if that's out there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So big announcement, but she's been recovering now for a while. Had surgery a couple months ago, but she's attacking rehab just the way that you would expect a kid like that too. So we'll miss her on the court this year, and obviously, you know, we had big expectations for her,
Right.
But you know, we'll get her back next year.
So, as the pivot must happen in athletics, as we all do from every level, who is a name that we should be looking out for on your team this year?
You know, I've got a lot of newbies. There's 9 new players. And so going into year 2, I've got some new coaches on staff. I just feel like in every position, we're just better. And so I'm really excited about that. But the main thing that we've talked about as coaches from day one with this team this summer was like, we have got to really blend the old with the new. Like, we've got to bring in these 9 newcomers, but make sure that our returners feel valued and everybody's getting the same investment and all that good stuff. And so I'm really proud of our team dynamic. We've been super intentional with that. But as far as the 9 new ones, I know there's so many teams around the country that it's like, well, I guess we'll see.
Right.
But
yeah.
you should definitely know Grace Hunter.
Okay.
She's here with me today. She's one of our captains and just transferred in from the Midwest, and she's elevated our level of play in every way, just strength and conditioning wise, the way she practices, the way she communicates, has done an awesome job. And then our freshman class, really we're expecting a lot from our freshmen. Jameson Stinson is a sharpshooter from Ohio, so we're excited to see her light it up from 3. And Jazz Gibson is from Orlando. She's such a competitor, such a winner, brings great size, can play inside, outside. Nikki Carino can light it up from 3. So our freshmen are definitely some of the young ones to watch in the league as well.
Okay. Last question. Just hard-hitting question as always. You baseball fan? You watch baseball?
I like the atmosphere. So I go to baseball games, for the atmosphere. I grew up in New York, so have some memories of my mom taking me to Yankees games. And, of course, I'm in Jacksonville now, so we go to the Jumbo Shrimp.
Gotcha. Okay. It's postseason time. What's your walk-up song?
My walk-up song? Okay, well, my players would know this for sure. They play it in the locker room after wins. Just for me, it's Nuck If You Buck. Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I like that.
Takes me back to college locker room days. Always makes me think of my teammates. Yeah.
Got
so,
you. Okay.
yeah.
Nuck If You Buck. There we go.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day. Can't wait to see Osprey women's basketball this season.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep. William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast. Here with Bellarmine's women's basketball head coach. Coaches, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you too, William.
Bellarmine was back in the postseason after missing out the year before.
Right.
What can we expect from the Knights this season?
I really like this team, and that's something that, and in turn they really like each other, which is something we try to foster every year. Obviously, if they like each other on and off the court, you obviously play a little bit better, a little bit harder for each other and stuff. And so I think that that's been a big focus for us this summer. And we really we're more athletic. We've got a little more size, and and we have more experience. So there's just a ton of competition in practice. So that's what you want as a coach.
So coming into the year, preseason, Bellarmine's got 2 on the preseason team, first time since joining the conference.
Yep.
With Haley and Hope, what do they bring to your team?
I was just telling somebody this earlier today. They're just so competitive. In every single thing they do. Haley's really intense with her competitiveness, and Hope is more a little lighthearted with hers. So they're a yin and a yang, which is great because if we're doing something, Hope will make everybody laugh. We'll be relaxed in that moment, and then Haley comes in with that just the mega competitiveness, and everybody just locks down. So I think they're really good for each other.
and it's just they're fun to coach. They really are, and they hold themselves to a high standard, and that in turn holds everybody else to a high standard.
Got you. As a whole, I think it's not a far stretch to say that women's basketball is a lot more popular than it's been recently. From all levels. Just give me your thoughts on the state of the game right now.
It's been a long time coming. And I'm old enough that I've seen it all. And so maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. And so I think that where we are right now, I just wish we could have been here 20 years ago, because I think that just all the recognition that we're getting, all the press, all the cameras, the lights, all that kind of stuff just puts a focus on it, and I've told people forever, I said, if the media would have treated women's basketball like they do men, 20, 15 years ago, I would have loved how it was, then. And I think that's what you're seeing now. You're just seeing such a media spotlight on it. The pro athletes are, there supporting, us and everything. So, I think that, when you have, game recognizing game, I think everybody gets on board and everybody sees it. And I just think, you just raise the level of what the product is going to be on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last question. Can you give me one word that could describe this year's team?
Competitive.
Yeah,
competitive. It's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to the fun. We are all about the fun. Thank you for your time. Excited to see what Bellarmine's going to do. Good luck with the season.
Thank you so much, William.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Head Coach Lynn Bria, welcome to the 2024 ASUN tip-off.
Yeah,
so great to see you.
It's like yesterday we just did this.
We did just do this.
It was.
Yeah.
I know. Gosh,
Yeah.
Times have changed.
They have, but I think we're going in a good direction.
We're going in the right direction. We sure are.
We
sure are. And you got an addition to your little setup here too. You really upgraded since last year. You're moving on up. I know. I'm loving this.
Thank you. So congratulations on your second Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
What did earning that honor at this point in your career, what did that mean for you last year?
I think, William, it was one. I think I didn't expect it. It's very rare that the second place team gets the ASUN Coach of the Year, and I think for me it was just a surprise, and and not taking anything away from our program, but I just felt like that. We'd worked really hard, but our, it's all about the players. I thought our kids had come together, but I think the biggest honor for me and what made it so special was, when you're voted on by your colleagues, and I just have so much respect for all of our coaches, and to obtain that, means a lot to me, because I just have so much respect for my colleagues and the coaching that we have in the ASUN, because I think we have a very, very talented group. I think every game is hard, and I think it's because of the coaching in our league.
So looking back at the way last season ended, obviously not what you would have wanted, a close game with Austin Peay in that quarterfinal. What is it going to take this year for Stetson to put the pieces together and get back to a ASUN championship?
Yeah, I think we've got quite a bit. We've got a good nucleus back from last year. We did lose a lot, but we also have a good core group back, which we've got about 6 of those players back from last year that really understand and respect our culture and who we are, and they've done a great job. With the addition of our new players, which we've got 7 new ones also, which I think is just the way the world is at this point, or at least college basketball. So they've done an excellent job with them. So I think what it's going to take is for the players to come together. And I think we spend every day working and talking about our culture and who we are. And I think so much of it is that. If there was anything I learned last year, I do not feel like we were the most talented team. I don't think it was probably, for me, one of my least talented team. Not to say I didn't have some players who were blessed in a lot of areas, but but what they did do was they played together and they stuck together, and we just did what we did well. We didn't try to be anybody else, and I think I could say that for this team. You know, we need to play together, stick together, and just do what we do well, and not try to be somebody else that we're not. So I do think, though, that we've added a lot more skills this year. I think we've added some players who can really shoot the ball, which is much needed. We've added some size and some versatility. So we've also got, you know, a couple of outstanding point guards that I think are going to do us really well.
Where do you view you've been in the ASUN for seeing the changes, membership changes, expansion?
I think Karl and I are the two that well, we're an original member, but Karl and I have been around a while.
Yes.
We've seen a lot. Yes, we talk about that a lot too. Yeah.
Where do you see the conference in the landscape of women's basketball right now?
Yeah. I really think this conference is the most underrated conference in the country. I really do, as far as I think the basketball is outstanding on the women's side and the men's side. I don't think you can find a better brand of basketball. I mean, you look at our teams. I mean, you used to just be a couple of teams. Now you look at our, last year was 4 to 5 teams, and it was, the games are just really outstanding. This year, there's so many good teams now. I mean, you look all the way down, and you just never know. I don't think. I don't think there's an easy game. I don't think there's an arena or a gym you can go to in a way that's easy. Obviously, Florida Gulf Coast, Karl's done a great job down there, but I think we have some other. Tony's done an excellent job at Central Arkansas, and you just have so many. That they're just, it's just tough game.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's all the time, and Austin P, the way they finished last year, did an outstanding job. So you don't know, and you just have to be ready. So I think the conference overall, I think it's changed in regards to, yes, our landscape has changed, but I think the basketball is better than ever from top to bottom.
Gotcha. Final question: if you could give me one word to describe this year's Stetson team, what would that one word be?
Oh wow, that's a great question. I would say very competitive.
Okay.
Or competitive. One word. In practice, I will say that it doesn't matter what we do, 3v3, 2v2, relay races, whatever it is we want to do. I mean. They get after it, and and to the point where sometimes they're arguing. I love that, because that means they're competing. It means something. Yeah. So I think they're competitive, and not just when the scoreboard lights up. It's even in practice, and I'm very encouraged by that.
Yep. Well, I'm excited. Looking forward to seeing some Stetson women's basketball this season. So good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Always great to have you on.
Always good to be on your show. No telling what we'll be sitting in next year, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you upgrade again.
We gotta
I'm
take some
telling you.
level.
I'm just glad you didn't tell me one of those trick questions like my favorite all-time song like you did last year.
I didn't do that again.
You didn't do that. Do you remember what mine was last year?
I do not remember the song. I remember the Purple Laces. That's what I remember.
Yes,
from talking
Purple.
to you last year.
That's right.
That's what I remember.
The song was Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
September.
Yeah.
You can't beat that song. I'm telling you.
Yeah. See, you brought me back. But the thing I remember was the laces.
Yes,
the laces
purple
got me.
shoes. That's right.
I
did the green today. Thank you. But it'll be purple all year, rest of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Coach.
All right. You too, William.
Thank you.
All right.
William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast. I'm here with the head coach of Jacksonville women's basketball, Special Jennings. How you doing, Coach?
I'm excellent. How you doing?
I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed. Good day. Good night's atmosphere.
Beautiful day.
Second year doing this, so excited. Looking back on last year, Eden Battle had an amazing year, amazing scoring season in ASUN history, led the league in scoring. Talk to me about what she brings to your team.
You know what? Eden is an electrifying scorer, right? Like she comes in every day with a hunger. And so she's super exciting to watch. 3-level scorer, can do it from anywhere on the floor. So just excited to continue to watch her grow and build upon, what she did, last year.
Mm-hmm. Coming into your second year, Jacksonville, what did year one teach you most about you as a head coach?
Oh, I learned a lot of lessons. main thing is, just basically you're gonna have your moments, right, where you're facing adversity. We had some injuries and different things, and so I thought our team last year was pretty resilient. And it kind of showed at the end of the year. We made a great run in the playoffs. Florida Gulf Coast ended up taking us down by, I believe, like 6, but we were just resilient, man. And just those adversities, when they hit and when they come, kind of just got to stick together and fight through it. And I thought that we did that, to the best of our abilities for what we had.
Yep, definitely pushed FGCU in that final game of the tournament last year. So, what is it that you think going into this year the Dolphins need to do to take it to that next level?
Well, first of all, we went and got some pieces, right? Yeah, I say all the time, the X's and O's don't matter if you don't have the Jimmys and Joes, right? And so we had to go get some pieces, and then we did that. I think my staff did an excellent job of going out there and finding the right fit. My style player, young ladies that fit what Jacksonville University is all about. And so, I'm excited. I added the addition of Mariah Knight and Priscilla Williams and Coco Mitchell and just Bailey Burns and, just a great group of young ladies that's going to come and help, Eden Battle, Sanaya Craig, Sanaya Garrett. So it's going to be a great year.
A great year. Well,
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching it. Last thing, give me one word to describe the 2024-25 Jacksonville women's basketball team.
One word: tsunami.
I like that word because it just threw me completely off.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna give me any more with that, or you just gonna
You
leave
said
it at
one
that?
word now.
I did.
Tsunami, as in, our slogan is "Ride the Wave," right? And so, I keep telling people, the tsunami is coming. It's coming. We've added. We're building. They're working. So, it's coming.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's one. That's a word. That is a word. Well, Coach, I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to the tsunami.
Yeah.
But enjoy the rest of this day. Thank you for joining. Looking forward to it.
Thank you for having me.
William Hall here with Brittany Young, head coach, Austin Peay Women's Basketball. Coach, good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you as always, William. Know that it's great to be back. As we were just talking, it's that time of year again.
It is.
Came back quickly, but it's always good to see you.
Yep. Thank you. So, heading into another season, what can we expect from Austin Peay this year?
I think a lot of new faces for our program. We had a couple of young ladies that graduated this past year that, were kind of staples in the program for a couple of years. So a lot of new faces, a lot of youthfulness. But I think the thing that will not change with the program is just the competitiveness, the energy, the hanging our hats on the defensive end of the floor. I think those are staples of our program that have been established for our time here at Austin Peay, and those things won't change even with a new group.
So back-to-back trips to the semifinals. What is it going to take for this group this year to push through, get to the final?
I mean, that's a great question. I think that's a question we would all love to answer. But I think it's going to take a great understanding that every single day matters. You don't just wake up and magically get transported to the semifinals. It takes a lot of hard work. In 2 years, our paths to the semifinals have been very different. So I think, as this team just continues to walk in our gym every single day and just focus on being the best version of themselves while helping our team be the best version of ourselves, we'll put ourselves in position by the end of the year to play in meaningful games. And that's what that semifinal game is. It's a meaningful game where, you hope to go to the finals and then have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. But right now, we're just really trying to focus on one day at a time and continue to get better, William.
Can you give me your thoughts on the state of the sport of women's basketball? Just nationally, it's blowing up on all levels. What are your thoughts on it as a whole?
It's a great thing. We traveled down here with our men's team, and Corey Gibson, our men's coach, and I literally just had this conversation at the lunch table. Women's basketball, the hype around the game, the interest is probably at an all-time high. I think a major reason for that is the fact that there's so many faces and names that people can attach themselves to and with. And I see the game only growing from here. The women's game is just such a pure game. It's played the right way. I mean, right now we've got New York and Minnesota in the finals. And, I mean, it's just really good basketball if you love the game. So, I think we have a duty as coaches, as we're, continuing to cultivate young ladies who, some of which, have dreams of playing at the professional level, and all of which inspire young girls who are, growing up and wanting to play this game. We've got a duty to continue to teach the game the right way and put a great product on the floor. But I love the notoriety around the game right now.
Yeah. It's blowing up.
It
Final question, if you can.
Okay.
Can you give me one word to describe this year's team?
Resilient. Resilient's going to be the word. What I've learned in 3 years as a head coach, there's things at times that you're going to be faced with or that arise that just aren't planned or aren't predicted. But there are things that I think the most resilient teams in the conference will be the ones that, finish near the top of our conference. And that's our goal. We definitely want to have much success on the court, but we're going to have some resiliency to us, and we have to have that.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing it.
Same here.
Good luck this year, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
We will. Thank you. You kept it easy. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm here, William Hall, ASUN Game Day podcast. Greg Todd, head coach, EKU women's basketball. Here at Tip-Off, Coach. It's a great event. Second year of this event. Good seeing you again. How are you?
Great, William. Thanks for having me. This is a great day. I love it that our players get to come and be a voice as well. And it's a great conference in women's basketball, and it's, I think, embarks the season kind of when you're here. So we're excited to be here and looking forward to the season.
Yep, we are too. So the Colonels are coming in fourth in the preseason poll. What are you looking for from the team this year?
We lost some good players. No question, we're coming off of a 22-win season. We played in the WNIT, very successful year. We made semifinals of the tournament. So, but losing three or four great players makes it tough. But we do have some very good returners. I think we'll be a little bit younger in some spots. But so far, work ethic's been really good. We feel like we have a chance to do well in a very, very strong ASUN women's basketball conference. So looking forward to it. We'll get going with a very, very tough schedule, and we should be battle tested by the time we roll around and playing in ASUN in 2025.
Speaking of last year, the semifinals, WNIT, the quarterfinals the year before, so there's progressing. The program is obviously going in the right direction. What is it that you think is that factor that's going to put EKU over the edge and push to the final and claiming the ASUN championship?
We returned two outstanding guards that are here today, Alice Rechignati, Caitlin Costner. They will have a big impact on our team. They started last year. We also have a post player, Jasmine McGinnis-Taylor, who Jasmine has really improved, I think, in the off season. So it helps to have that strength of experience. So we're thrilled about them, and when we have a couple other returning players that will make a difference. We have a couple of freshmen that are going to do a good job for us. We feel like our depth of our team is going to be solid, and we're probably not ready tomorrow to be in the top four in the ASUN, but hopefully by February, March, we can be there.
Speaking about Alice, obviously great to return to have back. Can you just speak to just what she brings you when she's out on the floor for your team?
She's just one of those players that you look at her stats sometimes and there might be a few negative things on there, but what she does is, I think, impacts winning. She's so competitive. She finds ways to get things done for us. If she needs to rebound, she will rebound. She's the all-time assist leader. She doesn't really care about individual stats for her. It's about the team winning. And she's, no matter if you're playing marbles, pickleball, I don't care what you're doing with Alice, she wants to win. And I've just been very blessed to get to coach her, and she's a great leader for our team, and she just makes a huge difference.
Yep, definitely. Watching her is exciting. It's just from our side. So, final question: can you give me one word that can describe this year's team?
Yeah, I think we're very energetic, pugnacious. I think it'll be a tough team as we move forward, and but I've liked our energy that they bring, and we've got to continue that for the next several months. But very thrilled to have the opportunity to coach this team.
Well, we're excited to watch EKU this season, Coach. Thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of this day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Thanks.
It's the 2024 ASUN basketball tip-off here on the ASUN Gameday podcast. Lauren Sumski, head coach of Lipscomb women's basketball. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, yeah, anytime. So the team's coming off a quarterfinal appearance.
Yeah.
What does Lipscomb need to do this year to take that next step, make a push towards the final, taking that trophy to the Music City?
I think staying healthy is a key, but I mean, obviously you have no control over that. But last year losing Jalen and using Bella, two all conference players year before, that was tough for us as we got in the stretch. I'm really proud of the growth that we had though, in the way that we had some players step up. We really need to see a lot more from, I know, Asia as a point guard returning as a junior, and I think she's had a great offseason. We're excited about the progress she's made, and same for Molly Hurd, who's also a junior, who stepped into a bigger role for us last year. So we really need those two to be who they've been the last few months, and to not struggle with confidence as the season goes on. We know that's part of it, but we need them to just be who we know they can be.
Yeah. Claire McGowan, preseason, led the team in scoring last year.
Yeah.
Just outside of just leading the team in scoring, scoring is obviously important. What else does she bring to the Bisons?
She brings a tremendous versatility. What we love about Claire is since she's come here, she's played every role I've asked her to. There are times I've asked her to be our, number one defender from the guard position. She's done that. There are times I asked her to come off the bench when she's leading us in scoring. She's done that. There's times I've asked her to play on the ball, off the ball. She's done that. What I loved about Claire the most last year is I thought she was probably like end-to-end our most competitive, edgy player. She wasn't scared of big moments, big shots. She had a really, good ASUN game down the stretch against, I think, North Florida, where she scored 41, and I think 11 of those came in overtime. We kept calling her, and she kept rising to the occasion. So I think the adjustment for her is she quickly went up the depth chart in a way last year. So now it's going to be balanced back out a little bit, and I think having some more options on the floor help her take her game to the next level, but also help our program.
Yeah, just looking around the conference, women's basketball is very competitive, top to bottom.
Yeah.
But when you look at ASUN women's basketball, where do you look at it in the landscape of D1 women's basketball? Where do you see the conference as a whole?
I think the conference is taking tremendous steps forward with the additions of the programs we've had, with the additions of Queens, with the additions of now, West Georgia. We've had some UCA. I think our program has added a certain toughness to it. I think we're always known kind of as a guard league, if that makes sense. But we've added some really tremendous guards from all levels. We've added some tremendous post players from all levels. We've added people who can really shoot, people who can really defend. I think just we have a nice versatility where every game you're getting something different. But I think that one of the common themes in this league is it's going to be physical. It's going to be a battle, and anyone can beat anyone on any given night. So that part is really exciting. It makes you have to play your A game every day.
Yeah. You got to come with it. Speaking of that competitiveness, that depth.
Yeah.
Preseason poll.
Yeah.
Lipscomb. Good spot. Spot coming in. What kind of motivation does that when you see the preseason rankings? Again, we're putting the poll out in October.
Yeah.
It's a long way from March.
It's a long way.
But do you see that? Does that give you any kind of motivation? Does that obviously the hard work is paying off, and
Yeah.
your peers are seeing it?
Yeah.
Just what does it do when you see where you're landing in the preseason rankings?
Goodness, since we've been in this conference, I think we've been picked last, we've been picked second, so third is like, it is what it is. We know that it doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, thankful that other coaches in the media, think highly of our program. I think it has come a long way in a short time, which we're grateful for, and I don't want to misconstrue that. Our players have put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, but we also know it's preseason. Everybody is starting out 0-0, all right? And then non-conference, we're going to learn a lot about our teams, and then when we get in conference, we're really going to learn a lot about our teams. Second time around, we're going to learn everything about our teams, So we know it's a long season, and those things are what they are. I mean, I'd be interested to see how much they actually fall in line. Never. So it just is what it is.
I hate to bring it up.
I get it.
It's good to talk about,
for sure.
Because it's preseason rankings.
Yeah.
Some teams can. I know it's more material for a team that they picked us ninth.
Exactly.
We're not ninth.
Yeah.
Let's put this up and just change this.
And we've been there. We were 11th, bulletin board. I mean, it was like, all right, remember, that's what they thought of us, but I think being on the other side of it now, it's like we've learned last year what it's like to have a target on your back and know you're getting everybody's best game. We were talking as a staff, and it felt like every night we had a theme night. Someone was having a different theme, and they're having great crowds. And I was like, shoot, we need to have more theme nights at Lipscomb.
Right, because
they're coming to play us. We got to bring a little extra. But no, I mean, we're thankful for the recognition. We are not putting our hopes in it. We know it's 2 and 3 possessions in the ASUN every night that make the difference in winning and losing. And we've been on both sides of those 2 and 3 possessions. We're just trying to stay on one side a little more than the other.
Right. Fair enough. Last thing, can you give me one word to describe this year's team?
Ooh. Dogs.
Okay.
This team is dogs. We talk about it all the time, and not to be like derogatory, obviously, but they bring a certain toughness, and I think that in this day and age where players have a lot of choices, coaches have a lot of choices, we've chosen to rock with each other, and we show up to fight for each other every day. We're scrappy. I mean, they come to battle every single day. I think they're probably tired of beating up each other. They're ready to beat up somebody else a little bit, but that's how I would describe it. I think we've taken our lumps, our bruises over the years, and they're going to still keep coming. That's part of it, but I think this team doesn't run from it. They run to it. So I like this team a lot.
Dogs. Well,
Dogs.
I'm looking forward to seeing Lipscomb.
Yeah, you can spell it nicer, maybe.
Okay,
aggressive women. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll figure out. We'll spice it up a little bit. But definitely appreciate the time. Yeah. It's good seeing you. Yeah. Good luck this season, and hopefully we'll get a chance to connect again before the season's
over. I always
over.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast. Here with UCA women's basketball head coach Tony Kemper. Coach, how you doing?
Good. Very good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to see you again. Congratulations on, outside looking in, I would say that was a great first year. But I know your expectations would be a little different. But what do you, when you look back on last year, how do you look back on it?
Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say it was a good first year. I mean, I don't know that you certainly always try to put together a team that can win it all. That's what everybody's goal is. But then I also think that realistically we had a long way to go. So for the group that we had, basically 0 time together from a coaching staff perspective, from a team perspective, to do the things they did, I think was when you look back on it, it's a good year, good first step. And there's a lot in that locker room still to build on for this year. So we're in a good place. I think that staying up there, it will probably be harder than getting up there, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a little bit easier when people don't expect anything from you to have results. And so, I think that's something that hopefully our team understands, and I think they do. And I think maybe even you saw that like the second half of conference play last year. Like it got, every night was difficult after you run out there to the start that we had. So it's an excited group. I like them a lot. They're fun to coach. They're fun to be around. And so we're looking forward to this year.
Yep. You landed 3 on the preseason team, most from in your school. You got the preseason defensive player of the year.
Kind the co-defensive player of the year.
It is a co.
We've had to score against Florida Gulf Coast. They can play a little defense too. So.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. On our graphics in our article, we did not put co.
I hear
we just
you.
got two defensive players of the year. But what does having a defensive anchor like that bring to your team?
I mean, Bria is really versatile, and I think I think from our perspective as a staff, I'm not sure that we thought that anybody else noticed that, if that makes sense. So I think, first of all, that I was really happy for her. She does a lot for us, including on a lot of nights draw a tough defensive assignment. She's got length. She's a unique player in how she plays. Sometimes people get around her and they think they're okay and they're not. Some things like that. But she's super smart. She understands basketball very well, and that allows her to really do well on individual things and then also help us clean up messes, so to speak. So we've got some good pieces, as you said, and happy for them to be recognized as some of the best players in the league. And it's kind of like I told them, though, we need better years than we had last year, from them. And so I guess with the expectations comes a little bit of pressure to do it again.
Speaking about that pressure, second in the poll, what's it going to take this year for UCA to get back to the final and then bring the trophy back to Conway?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with we've got to be ourselves. We've got to do the things that we did a year ago. We were a pretty good defensive team consistently throughout the year. I think we made strides offensively last year. I think having the group back this year, we should be able to take another step forward there. I don't obviously the hill to climb to win it in this league right now in women's basketball is a tough one. And so we've got to figure out a way to get us back in that position. And then we got to play better, and I think the experience obviously was a good one for us. It didn't end the way we wanted to. We did play some more postseason after that, which was a good experience too. And I think drives your off season, drives a will to get better. And then we just got to be steady about what it is. Basketball it's a long year. There's always ups and downs in there. We got to be steady and we got to be old, which we are. So I think there's things about it that we have a good group that maybe can put together the pieces and do it again.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing it. Last question. If you're looking at this year's team, what's one word you would use to describe your roster this year?
I think experienced. I mean, okay. I just think, we've all been together now for a year. We don't have a lot of new faces there, and there's leadership from multiple people. They know how I talk. They probably know my facial expressions now, and and they're just individuals that, be it at Central Arkansas or somewhere else, they've played a lot of games. So, we're an old group, we're an experienced group, and doesn't mean that's going to lead to more wins, but it's certainly, I think, from a coaching perspective, it's advantageous to have a group that's been through some battles.
Gotcha. Well, looking forward to it this year, Central
Us
Arkansas
too.
Basketball. Glad that you were able to join us today. Thank you for taking some time to talk to us and touch base.
Absolutely. It's good to talk about the Sugar Bears.
The Sugar Bears.
That's right.
Let's go. William Hall, ASUN Gameday podcast, here with FGCU women's basketball head coach Karl Smesko. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
First off, congratulations on another championship. I know, each year is a new team trying to hit that goal, but what is something that you have seen so far with this team that you think can make them special?
Well, we have a lot of really talented returners, and then I thought we had a really good recruiting year where we have a lot of new players that are really good, and I think the best part is they've come together and they've got along so well. They really have meshed and become a team pretty quickly. So now it's just a matter of learning how we play and how we want to do things, and hopefully we can keep the right attitude through the process.
Speaking of those new players that are coming in, our preseason defensive player of the year, Skylar Gill, what obviously it's a benefit to add somebody to that, but just that defensive anchor that you're bringing into your team. what are you looking for her going into this year?
Well, obviously Skylar's really talented. She's a tremendous athlete. She's physically tough, but sometimes she doesn't get credit for what she can do offensively. I know she's the defensive or preseason defensive player of the year anyways, but she's somebody who's a good decision maker. She can create advantages off the bounce, a good offensive rebounder. So she does a lot of things on the offensive end, as well as being an impact player on the defensive end.
Yep. Okay. And looking at Imani Jefferson, also is coming back. She made history, first person to be defensive player, and newcomer in the same season. What kind of benefit is bringing someone with that to lead the team coming into a new year?
Well, she's just an exceptional talent, and she's a great person. She's a lot of fun to be around. She's somebody teammates love her. She's somebody who is just an exceptional player. I think she has the ability to be drafted in the WNBA. But she shares the ball. She's a really good teammate on top of being really talented, and I think that's a separator for her.
Got you. And last question, as an individual who's done a lot to push forward the game of women's basketball, what are your comments on like just the state of the game as a whole right now?
Well, I mean, it is so great to see for somebody who's been in women's basketball for a long time, and I've appreciate the game and love it, and to see the growth over the last 10 years and in particular the last couple years. And the best part about it is you look into the future, especially in college basketball, where some of the most known names in basketball are going to be in women's college basketball.
Yeah.
And so it's a real opportunity for NCAA women's basketball to grow, and I hope that we take advantage of this situation that we have while we have it, get a lot of eyeballs so everybody can appreciate just how good women's basketball is across the country. And I would love to see major games every week, national TV, pulling the kind of ratings that it's been pulling, and then finishing it off with a great NCAA tournament.
Yep. Well, looking forward to what FGCU does this year. Good luck, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it.